Hey, welcome back guys. This is Tyler here with Orion's Tactical. Today I have a weapons mounted light to show you guys. This light is the Surefire XC1. Surefire is a big name brand when it comes to weapons lights, flashlights. More than likely, if you're a shooter, you've heard of Surefire. This is their smallest light. It's really good for concealed carry because it doesn't take up a lot of extra space. The Surefire, like the X300s, they'll stick out off the end of your gun, especially a Glock 19, a couple of inches. And with this light here, it's flush with the end of the barrel, so it fits really well. It's almost like it's made for the Glock 19 or a similar pistol to that size. This light runs on one AAA battery, which you access through this little port here. And all you really got to do is just twist this loose. I might be able to get it here with my fingers. If not, you have to use a coin. Alright, so in the front here you have easy access to your battery. Just takes one AAA and it just slides right up in this hole, and then your plug goes right in behind it. So it's really easy to just throw this on your pistol and swap your batteries without having to take this off and on, which is a really good feature. It was a little difficult for me to get this off just with my bare hands, but you can see on the end it's kind of got this not really like a Phillips head, but it's a similar type shape with the notches, so you could get a coin in there and twist that off, or your fingernail or whatever works, or a pocket knife even, you could use that if you had to. So it's really easy to access. If you have a designated pistol that you're going to put this on, you can pretty much just slide this on there and leave it. Don't even have to mess with it. You got everything you need right here in the front. This right here is the LED. It's a 200 lumen, which is really not as powerful as some of the other Surefire lights. But the thing with this one is, it has a special cone inside here, which makes it have a lot more spill. So instead of having just one really bright dot in the center and a little bit of spill around the outside, it just has a big, huge spill. So in a dark room, you activate this light, and it'll pretty much bright up the whole room. I mean, you can see from corner to corner, so it has a lot of spill to it. Right here on the inside, this is how you mount it, and it's just got a screw right here. You slide this on your handgun until it gets into the rail, and then you just tighten this screw down, and that mounts it to the gun. And as far as the controls, they're located here on the back. So you've got one on each side, which is these two little levers, and pretty much all you do is just push down on one like this, and it's a momentary only switch. So you press down and the light works, you let off of it, the light goes out. So momentary only, which is really good. As far as the side here, you'll see in these kind of finger grooves here on the sides, that's for your constant on. And sometimes like as I'm handling it here off the gun, it is kind of easy to hit that. But when it's on the pistol, pretty much when you grip your gun, it's just close enough for you to get your thumb on it for your support hand. So you would get your thumb on there and hit down. And then if something happened, you did need the constant on. To say, just a scenario to throw out, you hear a bump in the middle of the night, you come out, you find someone in your house, you do have to pull the trigger, which hopefully that kind of situation never happens, but if it were, you could use your momentary to search, and then after everything was said and done, you could click this over, keep the light on the perp while your other hand is being used to get on your phone and call 911. So that would be a instance where the moment or the constant on would be a good tool to use. As far as concealed carry goes, this is on my concealed carry pistol, my Glock 19. But I would recommend, if you do have a weapons mounted light, always have a backup, because if you're stuck in a dark place, low light or no light, you don't want to be searching around and pointing a gun at things that don't need a gun pointed at them with this. So it's good to have a backup handheld light to do your searching with, and then if you needed it, like if you're getting shot at, you could use your weapons mounted light. So it's always good to have a backup. This is, like I said, it's a really small light. You can see compared to my hand here, it's about the length of my thumb. So it's really tiny light, and it is a quite expensive light. This thing runs about $250. It's really pricey, but these things are really well made. They're not too heavy, but a little bit of weight on the front of your gun isn't a bad thing. It'll kind of help with your recoil, keeping your muzzle down. So a little weight on the front end isn't going to hurt at all. But I bought this light, and I'm very glad that I did, because I have fell in love with this thing. This is my favorite light. Surefire, like I said, they're known for making quality products, so if I do get another Surefire, like say for a full-size Glock 17, I would probably get the X300, because this, it's pretty much even with the end of the barrel of a Glock 19, so on a Glock 17 the barrel would come out a little further past it, so a good X300 would fit under a Glock 17 much better than this one, and it might even stick out a little further than the Glock 17 barrel will. But this one, it's mainly, to me, it's for more of a concealed carry, just because it's so small. It won't take up a whole lot of extra room as far as concealing it, because it doesn't go past the end of your barrel, and most people don't carry a gun that's bigger than a standard Glock 19 size, or Smith & Wesson M&Ps, or the Shields, or XDs, anything like that. The Glock 26 would be a good concealed carry option. It's a little bit smaller, but the baby Glocks don't have rails for lights like this. There are certain lights out on the market that you can get that hook around the trigger guard, but for me, Glock 19, I conceal it just fine every day, and this light fits on it, and it's basically like it's not even there. So it isn't any wider than the slide is, so it's the same width as the slide across, and then the length, it won't go out further than the barrel. So honestly, throwing this on the bottom, it's not taking up not one bit more of real estate than what you're going to have anyway. The only alternative is that in order to put this on your gun, you have to have a holster that will accommodate this. So think about that before you go and spend the money on this light. You will need a holster that'll accept your pistol with this light on it. One example is it's a G-Code and Haley Strategic collaboration, the Incog holsters. I have two of them. One of them is the Incog Shadow XC1, and that is the one with the mag caddy adaptation on the side. It will fit this. And then I have another one that is the Incog Shadow Eclipse, and it does not have the mag caddy adaptation, but it will fit the XC1. So there are options out there. Like I said, it's a little pricey, but it's well worth it in my opinion. You can't really put a price on some gear that's going to protect your life. You don't want to buy cheap crap to protect your life with. So that's the way I think about it. Something that serious as your life or your family's life, it's well worth money spent to get the best gear that you can get and have something that you can rely on. You know that'll work no matter what. So that's just how I think of it. Just to show you guys how bright this is, it'll pretty much blank out the whole screen there. Really bright. I'll go ahead and show you guys what this looks like on the Glock 19 and the Glock 17, and then I'll show you guys the holsters that I was talking about. I'm not going to do a full review on it or anything. I'll just show you kind of what they look like, and then we'll turn the lights out and I'll give you guys a little peek of what this light is capable of. And I have seen these things going out to 50 and even 75 yards and being able to actually identify the target with this. So that's pretty impressive with such a small little light. But yeah, guys, I will go ahead and throw this on the 17 first, show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll put it back on my carry gun, which is my Glock 19, and show you that, and then we'll turn the lights out. Alright guys, here is the Surefire XC1 on a Gen 4 model Glock 17, and you can see it doesn't quite come out to the edge of the barrel there. And like I said before, your controls are right here. That's your momentary only. You have this on both sides. And then this is your constant on, and then to turn it off you just hit the other side. So if you had it in your hand, you could hit it on this side with your firing hand, or come across with your support hand and activate it very, very easily like that. So that's it on the 17. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like on the Glock 19 now. Alright guys, so as I was talking about, this is the holster. This is the Incog Shadow XC1. And you can see in there, right down here, that it does fit the XC1 by Surefire. So I'll go ahead and unholster this. This is what it looks like on a Glock 19. This is my everyday carry. And it just fits it perfectly. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better fit. I mean, it comes no further out than the end of the barrel. And it is not very much thicker or wider than your slide. It may just be just a tiny little bit wider, but honestly it's not much at all. So as I said before, you can use your firing hand and use your pointer finger. Like whenever your finger is not using the trigger, you could use the light with your firing hand, or you can switch over here and access it very easily with your support hand. So that's your momentary switches. And then you can use your constant on, and you have a free hand for telephone if you needed to make a call or whatever. So it's a really good light. As far as the price, like I said again, it is an expensive light, and if you don't have a holster that'll fit this light, you'll have to, if you are thinking about getting one of these, you'll have to get the $250 for the light itself, and then you'll have to think about getting you a holster that will accommodate it. And these are good holsters, these Incog holsters. This is the one that I wear every day. It's got the mag caddy on it. You can fit a 15 or a 17 rounder in there. Right now I got some Federal HST hollow points. Really good round for self-defense, guys. So if you haven't ever tried these out, they're a little more expensive, but they are well worth it. Really good round. Federal HST. But normally I wear this appendix. I'll put my bullets facing towards the inside, so if I need to grab it, I can come out straight up into my gun. And this holsters really nicely. You'll hear it click in. So that's just a look at this light. I didn't want to go too in depth with these holsters. I will do a review on these in the future. I just haven't got around to it just yet, but I will do an in-depth review on these for you guys. Really nice holster. If anybody's interested in this light, I'll leave a link in the description below. Like I said, it's pretty much anywhere you go to, you're not going to find this for much less than $250. That's just how they are. Sometimes you might can get a package deal, but for the most part you're going to pay full price for it, and it is worth it. It might sound like a crazy number, but Surefire, ask anybody that's ever owned one, used one, you can depend on these things. They are good lights. This is the small one, 200 lumen, 1 AAA battery, easy access battery compartment like I showed you earlier. You got your 2 paddles on the sides, and then your constant on right here. But yeah guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, hit the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, leave me any comments, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go do so. And I'll give you another look at it before we go here. That's it, guys. This is Tyler with Orion's Tactical, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Alright guys, I'm outside. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to show you guys how bright this little XC1 is by Surefire. So as you can see there, I can actually see all the way out to the fence line over into the field, but the camera is not doing this light any justice whatsoever. just a somewhat of an idea on how bright this light is. Here's out the other end, the tree. And actually, you can still get good sight picture too without night sights. You can kind of see it there. And of course there's the door. And this gun is not loaded, so don't freak out about that. There's a little bit of the sight picture that you can get in complete darkness without night sights. So everybody says that you got to have night sights to pick up on your sights in the dark. Well, yeah, I mean, they do help, but honestly, with this light, just what's radiating off of the front of it, I can pick up on the sights no problem. And you can see a lot better in person besides on this camera. But yeah, I'll try to find a few more spots and Alright guys, so you've seen out the back and you've seen how good the spill is down my hallway. Now I'm out on my front porch, and as you can see, you can kind of see some lights out there, but it's pretty much dark. I have two cars in the driveway. You can't see them. Now you can. And again, I can see a lot more of the light picking up with my own eyes than you guys can with the camera. Here we are again. Inside the car, lights up the whole inside of the vehicle, and over to the field. It's got a really big spill to it, and as I said before, this gun is not loaded, so don't freak out. I know you're supposed to point them in a safe direction, but I'm gonna point this at my house just to show you guys how big the spill is. So it's got a huge amount of spill. There is no bright hot center, it's just one big spill. So it will light up a whole room. And there's a lawnmower under the porch. So yeah guys, that's the Surefire XC1. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll catch you next time.